Here with us now is retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, Senior Fellow at Defense Priorities and host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube. Colonel, always great to speak with you. I do want to talk about the airstrike, but first I want to talk about these pauses. Is there a difference at the end of the day between pauses and ceasefires? And do you think we'll see more of these pauses? Do you think they will be longer, like we heard in that soundbite from President Biden?
Yeah, the big difference between a ceasefire and pause is where both sides agree to stop fighting, primarily so that they can get negotiations to go through to potentially end the conflict or whatever. That's the primary purpose of a ceasefire. This pause, though, is exclusively so that, and probably it's primarily the Israeli side that says they're not going to attack in certain corridors so that food can get into the innocent civilians. And so one is for civilians and one is for military purposes. And I'm sure that President Biden has been trying to get these to happen for a longer period of time so more food can get in, because 4 hours is a really tight window, especially when you're talking about all the rubble and all the difficulties it is in moving around within the strip. So there's going to be pretty limited in what they can get done on there. And he seems to be really focused on taking care of the civilian population there, and I applaud him for that.
And do you feel, does it seem like that's maybe positive momentum? Obviously, there are so many nuances to war.
Well, anything that's going to be positive to get the civilians help and to get them into safe areas where they can, continue to live and not get blown up is obviously something we should put even more effort into. And again, I think that's something that the president should keep doing. But we also need to be clear-minded that militarily, Netanyahu is laser focused on destroying Hamas. He's not bend any on that so far, and he is going to continue to methodically move through there. And we know that most of Gaza City is cut off, but there's allegedly 300,000 to 400,000 civilians in there, and I'm not sure how food's going to get up into them. That's another issue.
Yeah, it certainly is. So the second part of Evan's report there, I'd like to talk to you. Just tell us about the significance of yesterday's U.S. airstrikes in eastern Syria.
Well, look, I got to be frank. They're meaningless. We did that on October 27th, and the alleged message was to, tell these violent extremist groups in there and Iran-backed groups that, there's a cost to this and they can't keep doing it. And obviously, we had like 22 afterwards until this latest one. And I had some information actually on, I believe it was on Reuters this afternoon. It said only by sheer luck did we not get a lot of Americans killed in Erbil when one of these drones hit actually a barracks, went inside of it, but didn't detonate. And so there was only like one person slightly injured. Otherwise, there could have been dozens killed if that thing actually went off. And we're just rolling the dice to find out how long it happens before one of those strikes. And then the pressure to strike Iran will go through the roof. And that's the big issue that we face, and why I've been so much of an advocate to get those troops out of unnecessary harm's way.
All right. So Colonel, you immediately said the significance of it. You said that they are meaningless. So to be blunt, what is the point? Because if the desired message is not being delivered, what is the point?
Well, that's what I've been arguing. There's no point. So this is what we want to happen. We want to stop them from taking these actions so that we're launching these strikes against, frankly, empty buildings, from what I understand. It's not putting any kind of negative deterrent on these folks. And unless you hit the people hard that launched the strikes, that might have some deterrent, because at least you're going to punish them. But this kind of thing is just, it's not a successful message. It's not a successful military, even tactical advantage. So I think the White House needs to rethink what they're doing here.
All right, and Colonel, I want to add yet another layer to this, as we peel this onion. U.S. officials are saying they're confident no civilians were killed, but how can they be certain, and how could that also potentially change things?
Well, you can never be completely for sure. I mean, anytime you're hitting a building, especially one that's used, there's people typically there, administrative people taking care of things. So you never know what's going on with it. There's always the possibility of collateral damage, so-called, if, the people near the building gets caught. But again, as long as you're not going after the people who are perpetrating this, and I mean the actual fighters that launched the missile or the group itself, they're not going to be deterred from anything. I'm not sure why the White House thinks they would be.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.